A coalition of South African trade unions, political groups and civil society organizations are picketing outside the U.S. Embassy in Pretoria. They condemn what they described as the U.S. military invasion of Venezuela and the abduction of President Nicolás Maduro and the First Lady. COSATU says it supports the protest, adding that the U.S. actions violate international law and Venezuela's sovereignty. SABC News reporter Ditaba Tsotetsi is outside the embassy in the capital and joins us now live. And Ditaba, how's the turnout looking like there, given how strongly opposed the COSATU and SACP have been to the US's action?
Well, it started on Saturday when US President Donald Trump took a unilateral decision to attack a sovereign state, Venezuela, and many countries around the world on Saturday. They raised their displeasure on these actions by the US president. And we saw on Sunday many citizens around the globe took to the streets demanding the release of Nicolás Maduro, because they say the US has violated the UN Charter, has violated international law, and also they have violated the sovereignty of Venezuela, because we understand Venezuela is a sovereign state. And also what has been happening around the globe, many citizens in Venezuela, some of them are happy that Maduro has been removed from power because they say he was a dictator. But some are saying the manner in which he's been removed is not right, it was not correct. They were supposed to go through the elections. We remember last year he won the elections in that country, and they say how he has been removed was illegal. At the moment he is in the US facing allegations of dealing with drugs, but they have not been proven, those allegations, And another decision that Donald Trump took yesterday, he said he will also attack Colombia. And the Colombian people are also complaining that he should back off from Latin American countries. And also he took a decision to process oil from Venezuela. It will happen in US now, where it will be sold from the US. And this has angered China, because China is also a beneficiary of oil from Venezuela. Another development, is that Donald Trump has also pulled out from some of the UN agencies. So we know from the UN Habitat Agency, he has also pulled out. We know UN Habitat deals with human settlement around the world. For example, like here in South Africa, we have a problem of shacks, many shacks here in the country, not only South Africa, the continent at large. So that agency tries to deal with that challenges of human settlement around the world. But under the history of America and Venezuela, it started in the 1950s, where they had an agreement, a trade agreement, where an oil will be extracted from Venezuela and processed in the US. Even today, there are refineries in the US where that oil was processed. But when Hugo Chavez, the late Venezuelan president, came into power, he changed some of the deals in that agreement, or some of the clauses, and this angered the Americans. That is why we are here today, where we saw Donald Trump attacking the US on Saturday. When Maduro came into power, he also continued with those changes made by Hugo Chavez. And now that is why Donald Trump, in some of his social media network platforms, he will say Venezuela has stolen, or it's stealing the US oil. It is from that agreement which was signed in the 1950s. But today, we are here outside the US Embassy in Pretoria, where SACP and other civil society organizations will picket here outside the embassy, raising their displeasure on what is happening around the world, because not only the US has attacked the US, they have also threatened to attack Colombia. Now they also want to attack Greenland. Greenland is a very hot topic as we speak, and as I have moved away from the shot, I'm showing you security around the US Embassy here in Pretoria. It has been beefed up. we can see many police vehicles around here, many police officers. Security is very tight. You need to have an appointment before you can enter this building, Ayanda. So this is what is going to happen today around midday, where SACP and other organizations will picket outside here, Ayanda.
All right, and we'll keep a close eye on those developments with you. For now, thanks very much indeed, Ditaba Tsotetsi, live to us there outside the US Embassy in Pretoria.